Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you guys this morning? I want to welcome you to this morning episode of 60 Minutes with Mother Nature. Um, I wanted to do this quick video to first of all just explain to you why I haven't been able to do any video in quite a time. As you know, that I was there in the States and because of the climate, it became a little difficult. Um, that being that it was winter, and so it wasn't possible to find plants to do videos that I would want to. And then coming back to Jamaica, I came back in a weather that was rainy, and for some reason um, we didn't have good reception. Even yesterday, I tried doing this video, and it wasn't possible for me to do it because of the time being overcast. But this morning I am happy because I'm here in Morant Bay where it all started. And for whatever reason, there always seems to be an inspiration, a special inspiration that I get when I'm here in Morant Bay. I'm here for a whole week, 2 weeks rather, where I'm participating in a workshop, a permaculture workshop, and there is just so much that I would have wanted to share with you. I'm here at Source Farm. Let me just give you a view, guys. This view is phenomenal. The view is phenomenal, breathtaking, and this is overlooking uh, Morant Bay, going all the way back to uh, Yalas, White Horses. That's what you're seeing. Those are the lower districts in Morant Bay. And there's so many trees here to share with you. Right there, those trees that I'm looking at, one of them is the Jamaican dogwood, and there is the Jamaican birch. Um, so many plants. Of course, as I said, I'm staying at the Source Farm, um, and Source Farm is well known for its uh, what we call dome houses or dome structures, and these are adobe buildings um, that are very uh, comfortable to stay in, very naturally cool. They're based on what we call natural construction, and so that's one of them. That's another one over there. It's actually the wellness center. So there's a wellness center here. That's another one down there, and this is where I'm staying. Is another one. Um, so I'm staying in a facility where it's ecologically friendly, um, and, um, and, 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 and there's a consciousness as it relates to healthcare. We've been having a wonderful time with Jeremiah Kidd, who is a permaculture instructor. And basically, permaculture uh, comes from two words: permanent as well as agriculture, cultivation. So permaculture is basically the study of um, living among what was there permanently in nature. It's about how do you um, it's about how do you uh, interact with nature. A lot of times as human beings, when we move into nature or when we move to live in a natural setting, we tend to disturb that natural ecosystem, that natural setting. And so what happens most of the time, let me just stable this phone, guys. Hold on. my regular tripod with me. So it's a little awkward. To get another one. And I do go out today because it's a little difficult working. But there we go. There we go. All right. And if you can see me. All right. So, good morning. Good morning. I don't know who's on this morning. Yeah. So, I'm here at Source Farm, and I'm doing this live on top of one of the dome houses. But yeah, yesterday was really good. Yesterday I did my grounding, and yesterday I felt the day before I wasn't feeling well in my mind and body, and then as I went out, basically I got balanced. I felt so much better. I slept better the night before, and that was just awesome. But I'm thinking about, guys, I'm thinking about some activities that I can integrate, because as I was just saying, the reason why I haven't been live for such a long time is because of the overcast that's been raining consistently in Port Antonio, and I've not been able to record anything the way I would want to. And so I've been thinking about activities that I can do outside of the fact that it is raining. And so I've come up with a few. So I intend to get back on the horse, and I intend to be consistent, because I don't intend to depend on just live sessions. All right, so I'm here at Source Farm, and one of the things that I want to do, as you know, is I would want to do an audit of the planter this year, and I'm going to set out to do that. It just may be that I may not be able to do it live, or I may not reach up to that 1 hour mark. But I'm going to try and do that. I may have to record it and edit it to get that 60-minute, because I do try to at least record for at least 60 minutes. But yeah, I'm in Morant Bay, and there are so many plants that I'm looking at, so many herbs that I'm looking at that are here at the Source Farm. And it's always good to do that audit, that herb audit, to know exactly what is it that you have and what are the medicinal uses. I tried yesterday, and the minute I leave the spot that I'm on, the signal just started to go bad. Then again, yesterday it was raining. I don't know who that is live with me. Could you just let me know who you are? I see 2 persons watching. Let me know who those 2 persons are, where you're watching from. But there are so many herbs here, and I'm gonna try and see if we can go through. I know that just this week, one of the participants in the workshop had dengue, and we were able to harvest medicine right here on the property. We had green papaya leaves, and what was it? Green papaya leaves, and I think we had milkweed here, but she only got green papaya leaves, and she's feeding her. So it's good to know what you have around, what you have available, and what you can use in instances where there are challenges. Right. So let me see if I can go, and if I can share with you some of the plants that we have here at Source Farm. All right, so let's go. Let me see how many I can find to share with you. Crystal. Hey, Crystal. I missed you guys. I missed you guys so much. So I'm gonna leave the roof. As I said, that this is one of the reasons why I've been having challenges. Signal, but today, as you can see, we have lots of sun. So hopefully, from the sun, we'll be able to do a good shoot. All right. So just coming from down upstairs, one of the first plants that meet me is, of course, the periwinkle. All right, periwinkle. And we know periwinkle has so many uses. It's good for diabetes. It's good to be used for diabetes. As a matter of fact, it's well documented that this is an effective herb against diabetes. It's effective for extensive bleeding for women who have uncontrolled bleeding, menstrual bleeding. This is a herb that is very good. As a matter of fact, it's almost well known that just 3 leaves from this will stop any continuous bleeding. Yeah, that's a periwinkle. So it's used for issues as it relates to it's used as part of the medicine, as part of the ingredients in our womb cleanse. Right? So it's well noted for diabetes. It's well noted for bleeding. And I like to talk about the properties. So it's antibacterial, it's antiviral, and it because of those properties, it has a wide range of uses. So this is periwinkle, and it's growing here. I don't know if I can step over Julia. Julia has a lot of flowers. She's like a flower fanatic. So let me see if I can show you. And then here it is. Julia has some papaya. I wonder if I can impinge on Julia's yard. And beautiful landscaping. Beautiful. Maybe she'll come out. But here we have the pavana, as most of you know. This is pavana. This is ginger lily, and this is it's a rhizome from the ginger family. We've talked about pavana so many times. This is the ginger lily, and of course, ginger lily has rhizomes at the bottom, and the rhizomes are medicinal. So this is not just a flower. This is something that is medicinal, a medicinal plant. The root of it is not as hot as the ginger that we eat, but the rhizomes, the root, are very good for, and of course, again, guys, I'm showing you the red flower. And is there anybody here that remembers what red flowers are good for? Red flowers? Anybody? Red flowers. Once a plant has red flowers, it's one of the ways that nature communicates to us and tell us the benefits of a plant. So red is pretty much good for the blood. So the rhizomes from the ginger lily is good as an external poultice. So it's very good. It helps with circulation. Because there are so many there's black ginger, there is the yellow ginger, which is what we call turmeric. Then there is the hot ginger. This is from a herb from the ginger family that is not as mild, that is not as pungent, but of course it can aid in circulation. So we have one herb here, the pink periwinkle, or the white periwinkle, that is good for helping with bleeding. It's good for, because it's let me just taste it. Let's taste it. Let me taste it. And let me taste it. So it is bitter. So I'm tasting alkaloids. Yeah, it is bitter. So it's not a very strong bitter. It's mild bitter. And how could I pass this herb? Let me show you this one. This herb is a herb. We call it Jamaican strongback, right? And it is called Morinda, not Moringa now, but Morinda Royak. Morinda Royak. Now, this herb, I'm not pull it up, but it, if let me pinch the piece of the bark stem. But this is called also strongback, and this is a herb that is noted for back pain. Now, very well, very effective against back pain. This is a herb that grows in the rocks. It grows in rocky terrain, and so it's almost identical to moringa. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna try and see if I can find the fruit of the morinda royak or the strongback, and I'll show you it. It's for those persons who don't know, morinda royak or strongback is almost identical to moringa, and it is an alkaloid herb. It when you harvest it, it looks yellow, but when you actually make a tea from this, it's red as blood. So it is also good for the blood, but it's also good for the back pain. Once you take this, if you're having lower back pain, it goes almost immediately. So that is the Morinda Royak, or the strongback herb. All right, so let's move on. And then, as I said, our papaya. And papaya has, we're talking about the fruit now. Papaya has many properties. It's well documented and noted to be an effective medicine against malaria. It's well documented to be an effective medicine against dengue fever. And so papaya leaves are antibacterial, antiviral, and it's also antifungus. So one way of preparing papaya leaves is by, of course, juicing the leaves green, taking about an ounce. Um, that's very good to clear out any type of viral. It helps to reduce the viral load. So this is a very, very effective herb. Very, very effective herb. And so I recommend it a lot. And I'm going to show you some more herbs. Like the leaves, good for bringing the platelet down. Very good crystal. So you know, it's papaya leaf very good because it boosts the white blood cell count. All right. The blossoms are vegetables, so they are edible. So these can be eaten as vegetables. You can stir fry them. So you know it's edible. Also, the fruit it's edible as a vegetable. So before it's ripe, you can eat it as a vegetable. And papaya is high in papain, which is good for the stomach. So for persons who are having digestive issues, papain is very good for that. Papaya, green papaya, is also good for wound care. Very good for wound care. So if you have persons who have bed sores, this plant, the green one, you can just get the green papaya or the stain, because that's what you really want, the sap. And that is very effective in getting rid of dead skin, all right? Cleaning out dead skin. And of course, as a fruit, you know, it's good for the stomach as well. Aids in digestion, improves digestion, all right? I will talk more about papaya, but just want to give you some benefits of papaya. So I'm in Julia's yard. I don't know if she's up as yet, but Julia is a flower fanatic. All right, so here we have some other plants. We have the Ramgoat Dashalong. And as you can see, Julia? Oh, she's still sleeping. I'm just trespassing. I'm just doing a video of the plants that you have here. You're good? Yeah, man. I'm just sharing some of the plants that you have here, the medicinal uses. All right? All right. Yeah, so this is the Ramgoat Dashalong. And now we have a good amount of Ramgoat Dashalong. Ramgoat Dashalong has a very high odor, very high scent. And most of the time when you have herbs that have very strong odor, it's really the herbs that you're smelling. All right, it's really medicine that you're smelling. And as you know, that this is one of the herbs that is reputed in folklore medicine here in Jamaica. And this is not a herb that I use a lot in my medicine, so I personally don't have a lot of experience on it. But let me just taste it. So it's not bitter. It's not bitter at all. Matter of fact, it would be considered to be a sweet herb. I noticed that it is mucilaginous from chewing the leaves. Chewing the leaves, I realized that it's mucilaginous. So again, this is one of the beauty of when you study herbs from in indigenous Caribbean medicine perspective. Even though I may not have any experience with this herb, I know what to look for, and that guides me as to what are the medicinal benefits. And so just from the mucilaginous properties that I'm feeling, I know right away that this is a herb that's good for irritation, definitely insect bites. Also, by looking at the yellow flower, I know that it is good for the urinary tract system. I may not be able to confirm whether it's good as an aphrodisiac, but this is a claim. This is the one of the reputation in indigenous Caribbean medicine. I've never used it before. Maybe I need to try it. Do you think I should try it? Let me know if you think I should try it. I would love to have that experience. As a matter of fact, I am going to try it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to get some, dry some. So I'm going to record it in my journal. And so I'll be able to speak from experience. All right. So we spoke about the periwinkle, and then I think we're having mints there. All right. Going a little further. So Julia have a lot of herbs. They have a lot of herbs. This is more periwinkle, and of course this is moringa. This is the moringa plant, and I know I don't need to talk to you about moringa because most of you know about moringa. Maybe one of the most nutritionally dense plants in the world. And a lot of people take moringa as tea. Guys, moringa is a food, it's a superfood. So it's not a nutritional herb. All right, it's not a nutritional herb. And let me just take the time out to talk to you about the difference about nutritional herbs versus let's see some more plants here. Nutritional herbs. What is the difference with nutritional herbs and nutraceutical herbs? Is there a difference? Yes, there is a difference. Nutritional herbs are herbs like callaloo, cabbage, pak choy, moringa. All of these are nutritional herbs. So what are nutritional herbs? Nutritional herbs are herbs that are consumed primarily because of their nutritional value. And what separates them from nutraceutical herbs is the fact that nutritional herbs have a lower alkaloid properties, which means that when consumed green, they don't affect your liver, because most plants have very strong chemicals in them that if you consume them green, they can damage your liver, which is why you have to dry them so that you make tea from them. Now, moringa is considered to be a nutritional herb, and of course, there are some variations, because a lot of nutraceutical herbs, when they are young, can be consumed as nutritional herbs. Right? Most nutraceutical herbs. So nutraceutical herbs are herbs who are explored, who are used because of the fact that they contain very strong alkaloids, very strong phytochemicals, that you have to dry them before you take them. And so that's one of the major difference between nutraceutical herbs and nutritional herbs. And so again, nutraceutical herbs, and let me give you an example of nutraceutical herbs. So this herb that we just looked at, this herb, which is the Ramgot Dashalong, is a nutraceutical herb. However, even though it's a nutraceutical herbs, most nutraceutical herbs can be consumed as nutritional herbs when they're young. So are the tender portions of it. And that is because when you're young and tender, the phytochemicals are not as strong. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on. All right, so here's another herb that we're looking at. And this, one of the things I love is, this is what, when I remember, when I think about coming to Julia, this is one of the things that I remember the most. I remember the first time I came to Julia's house, Julia and Michael's house. It was a patch of vervain that I saw, and I'm gonna see if she have them out the front. Beautiful, beautiful vervain patches. I don't know what it is about this land. And whenever when I look at herbs, these herbs, these have fungus on them, so these are not so healthy. They have fungus on them. They're not so happy. But I'm gonna see if I can show you a patch that she has around the front. All right, but moringa is a nutritional herb. It's a nutritional herb, so it's nutritional. It's value. Its value. Its value to us as human beings is acquired when we consume it green, and so or when we consume it in its natural state. So just from the leaves can be eaten as vegetables. They can be cooked. The pods are also vegetables. These are now dry, so they can't be. It's not best to consume them now, but when they are green, they're also nice to consume as vegetables. So the blossom is also edible and can be used as a vegetable. So it's called the super plant because of the fact that it has such a dense nutritional values. Not only does it have a wide variety of minerals, calcium, it said that it has 3 times more calcium than milk, 5 times more vitamin C than oranges. It's high in vitamin C, high in vitamin A, high in so many macronutrients. And it's rare that you find so many nutrients packed into one plant. So this is one of nature's miracle, because this plant on its own can literally protect you against malnutrition. So you can, and I believe every yard should have a moringa tree, or should have moringa trees in it. I see another plant over here that I want to share with you, and I'm in Michael and Julia's garden. I see another plant here that I want to share with you, and this is, of course, cat's claw. All right, this is cat's claw, and these are young. Right, these are young plants. Right, these are young plants, and these are good for pain. It's also good for rheumatoid arthritis. So you can combine that with the prickly ash, and it makes it gives it so much boost. An excellent plant for fighting, um, dealing with that. So Julia and Michael have a lot of ramgoat dash along on their property, in their garden. So this is their garden, and they have lots of vervain. All right, and let me see what else they have. All right, let's see what else they have. And this is just one lot on Source Farm. This is just one lot. So just imagine the amount of herbs we can see when we go out. And so when I'm walking, it's about 54 acres. So when you begin to walk the property, there is just so much herbs that you can find. All right, here's another herb that most people, this is a Poinciana. And Poinciana, the pods are edible. It's one of the plants that produces, not the largest, but one of the largest. Yes. Now this is grass here, so it's used to hold the banking. But guess what grass this is? Grass is very useful. It is a medicine as well. This is called couscous grass. Couscous grass. And couscous grass, the root of the couscous grass is a vermifuge. So the root is used to kill worms, a powerful worm bush. The leaves are used to make paper. So you can use this to make paper. There's also the couscous cologne. There's also a cologne from the root of this plant, couscous grass. So it makes a wonderful edging and it helps with soil erosion. Um, Very wonderful plant, couscous grass. Welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Sorry to just jump on like this. I've been trying to come on now for quite some time, and since I've been back, I've been trying to come on, but the rain. We've been having a lot of rain, and so when I do try to come on, um, the signal don't allow me to come on. So this morning I tried yesterday, but that one I didn't go live. I did it as a recording. I got about 5 minutes out of that, so it's a good thing I didn't go live. This today is more is not as overcast, and so I said let me give it a shot this morning. All right, so this is a moringa plant. Um, this is lemongrass, and notice the lemongrass here is good. It's good for fever. It's very good. This herb is good for fever. Not fever, sorry. It's good for high blood pressure. So it's good to help with controlling pressure. Um, it has a lot of volatile oils in it. So hopefully, next week, mm, very strong. Yeah, this is very strong. I can taste pungency in it, but some aromatics, as you know, most aromatics help with circulation and movement. This now is what we call a ribena tree here in Jamaica. I think Godzilla, I'm trying to remember what they it, but it's what we call a ribena, and it's very high in vitamin C. The leaves are astringent, so they help with arresting swellings and a type of, discharges like that. Yeah, and this is sweet sap. Sweet sap. And this is not one of the herbs that I use a lot, but this is a herb that is used to as not a it's used to treat lice, hair lice. You can wash your hair green with it, and I know it's very good for that. Internally, not sure. I didn't even know Julia had so much plants. Imagine that. Next we're coming up to a pomegranate. Right, so this is a pomegranate plant, and pomegranate. One of the things that pomegranate is noted for, because apart from the fruit inside, I don't know if you know that this outer pericarp is actually good for the bones. Right, it helps the body to retain calcium. The bark as well is good for that. So for older persons, when you eat the fruit, don't throw away the skin, because you can dry it and you can make it into a tea, and it helps the body to hold on to calcium. This is a plant, and I've never, long time I haven't seen one so big. This plant is the Jamaican dogwood. It's a Jamaican dogwood, and the Jamaican dogwood is noted as a herb that is used. It's known internationally as a herb for headache. Right? It's also it's also an alkaloid. So if you taste it, it has that very very alkaloid taste, similar to when you burp and it comes up at your throat. Yeah. This plant, of course, is, let me smell the leaf. It's a sweet orange. All right, so this is a sweet orange. All right, it's a sweet orange. And we're moving along. Of course, this one needs no introduction. It's aloe vera. All right, I don't even know how many plants we've gone so far. Here's another sweet sap. And I'm moving along. So many medicinal plants we found in Michael. All right. Here's another plant. This is called the Heart of Jesus. And this is used in Mexico a lot for cancers. Heart of Jesus. It's not one of those herbs that I've ever used, but I know if it's used in Mexico and in a lot of Latin America. I think it's called, I don't know Spanish name for heart, but I know it's Jesus, something Santa, something Jesus. All right, so here we have some more vervain. We have some more vervain, and then we start to see a lot more ornamental plants. So a lot of these are hybrids. Wouldn't recommend them for ingestion, but among the hybrid, here Julia has some medicinal, and I want to show you how you can just use your medicines, because a lot of the medicines have they're beautiful. Here is a beautiful leaf of life. All right. All right, so it's a mucilaginous plant that's also not antiviral, it's antibacterial, right? Yeah, it's antiviral to some extent, parasitic, but it's antibacterial. It's a high antibacterial herb, and it's one of those herbs that are well used traditionally for children. So this herb, and Julia has a lot of it. Look at all of that. All of that leaf of life. And then we have it here again. It can be very invasive. So if you plant it, it can just take up a lot of space. Rosemary. So this herb is very good. So if you're looking for something that's good for high blood pressure, this herb is very good for that. It's very good to lower the blood pressure. It's also very good for mucus management. Question on rosemary. Among its many uses, it's also considered to nation, help with circulation. It also helps with increased blood flow to the brain. As I said, helps with circulation. And one thing that is go on as long as I can go on, but I'm being interrupted. Reception, guys. So I'm gonna walk along again. We have more rosemary. Uh, what else? Um, we have this is some miniature June plum. We have more papaya. And of course, this is is an example of a wonderful use of space. So some people say that I don't have enough space to plant. Well, this just throws that right through the window because look at how densely populated. So it's easy. This is not intensive. So through. Look at that lush vegetation. Look at that lush greenery. So easy to go around and tend to these plants and harvest from them. Of course, this is hibiscus, or what we call shoe block here in Jamaica. This is from the same family as sorrel. So this red flower that you're seeing, this flower can be, it can be macerated and it can be used on the skin. It's excellent for a host of. This herb is from mallow family, and because it's from the mallow, uh, most herbs from the mallow family are also mucilaginous. In fact, if you break the leaves, they are mucilaginous, so they help with removing heat, taking heat. So for persons who have acne, for persons who have lots of issues with their skin, um, this is a herb that's good for that. You can macerate the leaves and you can apply it to the skin, even with the flower, and it helps with dealing with acne and a number of a number of other skin conditions. So this is the minerals, but it's excellent. So, but this is an excellent astringent. If you taste, can very strong, overpowering astringent quality. And astringents are good to help the body to arrest discharges, help the body with. Since the rain, we've been having poor quality internet. And this, of course, is a drive-in. And notice it is edged with fever grass. I should say also that this design is based on a design in permaculture. So it has been carefully designed. And one of them is, one of the design principle is the fact that if you notice over here, it's a dense forest. Now, this being a dense forest means that it would be a habitat for a lot of insects. And of course, the insects that are here would want to come over. And so this fever grass is not only being used as a barrier, but it is also being used as a type of pest management system because fever grass, because of its strong odor, it tends to ward off pests. So this is just a beautiful example of permaculture in practice. So let me just go down here, going to a yard next door. And this house that I'm going to show you guys is a 100% earth bag. So this house that I'm going to show you was not built from blocks. This house is actually built using earth bags. So this house was built using earth in bags. So the walls are made from um, polyurethane bags, that were filled with earth and packed on each other, covered with um, full cup mesh, and then rendered to look like this. And of course, the decking is concrete, but this is example of natural construction, and it's beautiful. This is where I normally stay when I come here, but this time I'm staying in one of the dome houses. Now this is a yard that when I came here for the first time, I want you to look at this beautiful vervain patch. And apart from the virus, the fungus that is affecting these vervain, the dark green color, the uniform dark green color is saying that this soil is wonderful. Now, I want you to look at these vervain. I don't know if you can see them, because I want to give you an example of happy plants and unhappy plants. Now, I want you to look at these vervain here. Do you see any difference? Can you tell me what difference you're seeing? Because a part of what it means to know your herb is to know what your herb looks like when it's happy and when your herb is sad. You know, when we talk about, and then this again is one of the differences with indigenous Caribbean medicine practitioners in contrast to persons who have studied herbalism from just a Western perspective. Indigenous practitioners have a relationship with the plants, and so they're able to detect not just what the herb is good for or what the herb is used for. They're also able to determine when the herb is happy, what I call happy, and when the herb is sad. Now, why is that important? That is important because sad herbs are not going to give you medicine because they are sad, because they are in a state of crisis. So they are dealing with their own internal crisis, and so because of that, they are not the best herbs to select to get your herbs from. So that is why that information is important. So can you look at these herbs and tell me what is different from these herbs? And I don't know if you're seeing properly versus this particular herb right here. These herbs right here. Can you see the difference? What do you see different? Any observation, any physical observation at all? Do you see any physical observation between these herbs here or the video? Video very blurry a few minutes now. All right, Crystal. All right, so is it clear enough now that you can see? Let me see if I can bring it closer. These herbs here, in contrast with these herbs here, all of them are unhappy, but I'll tell you, I'll try to show you what were the different reasons for the unhappiness with these plants and why some of these plants will not be good candidate. And I see one or two that are very good. I see one that's a very good. Seeing better right now. Okay, Crystal. So let me see. So let me show you an example. See, this is a happy herb. This one is a happy herb. Well, I see it's more happy portions on it. Look at the leaves. Look at all of the leaves. And make any observation and tell me what you're seeing. All these herbs are battling some type of crisis. So they are, all right. One patch looks greener than the other. Very good, Crystal. So even though this is a vervain patch, one patch looks greener than the other. And so we're looking at all of these herbs. We're looking at all of these herbs, vervain, which to the untrained eye, to the untrained person, all they're looking at is vervain that they just need to come and harvest. Now, when we are harvesting, we look for unhealthy plants not to harvest. So these plants that are here, these ones that are not so, yeah, these are not so yellow as the green patch, as you said. Very good observation. Well, let me show you what happened. These plants that are here are planted in sand and stone. These plants are planted in, so there's a retaining wall here, and then they backfill the retaining wall with sand and stone. So this plant, let me see if I can show you. These plants were pretty much planted in sand. And so because they are planted in sand, this vervain is telling you that that is not the type of soil that I am happy being planted in. And so we see yellowing, which is a sign that there's not enough nitrogen. So these plants are yellow. Not only are they yellow, the leaves are also smaller. So I want you to look. Let me take one of these and I'm going to bring it beside one of the more happier ones and compare it. Look at the leaves in comparison to the ones that are planted more in the soil. So uniformly, you can see that the leaves are much smaller. You can also see the color variation. These leaves are much darker. These leaves are more yellow. So what we're looking for is leaves, plants. It's a perfect example. We're looking for plants that pretty much have as much of the leaves looking like this. So this is what a healthy leaves should look like. However, these plants are also not happy because they are battling some type of fungus, right? So they are battling some type of fungus. So here it is. It's a fungus, and this fungus looks as if it's being transmitted by an insect, some type of sucking insect. Some type of sucking insect, and I just see some bugs a while ago. So this is not just a virus. This seems to be being transmitted by some type of insect. So this needs spraying with maybe some neem, infused neem. So you can get the neem, you can put it in a bucket of water for a 24-hour period and just spray these plants. Or you can use cayenne pepper that you can soak in water and you can just spray it, and that would help you to get rid of all of these insects, because this seems to be a diseased it's not so much of a fungus, it's more a disease that's induced by insects. So if you look in these areas, you will find that where the leaves curves, insects, there's some type of insect that's making their nest, their home there. So these plants are not happy. They are their immune system is in a state of a fight, and so you don't want to take a plant as medicine that is in that state. But we're seeing two different types of unhappy plants. We're seeing one unhappy because it's fighting some form of disease, and we see one unhappy because it's not being nourished properly. And now, if it is that you went to buy dried herbs, the person who harvested the herbs would just harvest it from dispatch. You would know, because what you would have gotten is a dried herbs. Because it's dried, you won't be able to look at the leaves, you won't be able to look at the color of the leaves, the size of the leaves, because sometimes it's crushed. So you're not able to determine whether this was a plant that was good to be used as medicine or not. And so this is the reason why it's important for you to learn herbs for yourself, because even though this is vervain, you might not get the result that you would want than if you had gotten it from a more healthier plant. So that's why that is important. All right. So, but by and large, it's a beautiful patch of vervain. And what I'm sharing with you for vervain, it can be applied to all other plants. So one of the reasons why I'm doing this series is because I want you to be able not only to know herbs, but to be able to identify herbs in their natural habitat and be able to identify happy herbs or sad herbs. As I said, a lot of persons pay more attention to their pets than they do to their plants. And, pets are good because they're good emotionally, but plants are even better because they provide us with medicine, they provide us with foods. So what I'm saying is, and we looked at Julia plants, we looked at Julia herbs, and we saw that not just like her pet, but her plants were being taken care of. This of course, is a patch of what we call mother-in-law tongue, and this is a plant that is very hazardous to pets, very hazardous to pets. But it's one of those herbs that is used a lot internally because it's very drought resistant. It can withstand days without watering. This is what we call Moses basket. It's used as a ornamental as well, but it has medicinal properties. But it's not so much used, mostly used on an ornamental. Um, this is another herb that can be used spiritually. I'm doing a book on the uses of spiritual herbs. This is one of them. Um, like this. When you see herbs with high color, these are what we call high vibration herbs, and these high vibration herbs have a ability to impact the energy around us. So they can be used not only internally, but they can be used externally. So here we are seeing a very good outlay of vervain, very good outlay of vervain, with a barrier being again lemongrass. Here we have more Ramgoat Dashalong, more Moringa, and whenever I stay here, I love this back porch because it is such a beautiful view, guys. It is such a beautiful view of the Caribbean Sea. Beautiful view. It's a beautiful view to wake up to in the mornings and come out and view. Beautiful view. I should be getting ready to go down now because as I said, I'm here for permaculture training. This is more beef mint, and I want to do that when I go down to class now. But I know that where I'm at, the signal, might get affected. Signal might get affected. Some of the guys have gone to the beach. I've opted not to go to the beach, guys, because I wanted to do this video for you because we haven't connected in such a long time. And one of the things I wanted to do was just to share some of the concept with you from permaculture, but I just can't go live. Just can't go live. Just can't go live. All right, so I'm going to try. There's one more dome house down here. One more dome house down here. And as you can see, there's a very beautiful, the property that I'm at provides a very beautiful view of the ocean. Let me just give you another view of this house. Look at that, guys. This house is made from earth bags. Very, very affordable. All you need to do is to have a big work team and you can build a house from this. It is, I'll try to blur it again, probably from the camera moving around. Sorry, Crystal. Yeah, but this is an earth bag house. This is an earth bag house, earth bag construction. This is made from all dirt and then they put on the roof, the decking. So something to think about. I believe it's about 3 bedroom, three bedrooms, all kitchen, bathroom, veranda, washroom. Full house that's made from from earth, not ram earth, but earth bags. This is a very dense forest that I'll try to do a video on sometime. I'm just trying to see how much videos I can do while I'm here. 60 minutes with Mother Nature. And this is a guango tree. Anybody know guango? So this is a guango tree, and this tree produces some pods that are edible. Don't see any on it now. They are edible, and they are noted for providing your body with lots of energy. Guango, and of course, that's a trumpet tree. This is a tree that we use. We use the leaves of this plant along with brandy and along with we use trumpet leaf to build sperm count. So this herb is used for building sperm count. I mean, among many others, it's used to treat water retention around the heart. Just so many uses. This, of course, is guinea grass. Among the many uses, this grass is used for weight loss. We use it for weight loss. The root of this is actually good for stomach conditions. When we give people our digestive formula when they come to us with stomach problem, if that doesn't help them, this is what we draw forward. So this is the last thing in our arsenal as it relates to stomach problems. Guinea grass. As I said, it's high in protein. We take out the middle section and we use this herb for weight loss for about a week. You take this with lemon juice, and trust me, powerful diuretic. You're gonna shed weight. You're gonna lose that weight. Where am I? So this is another dome house structure. Lots of moringa plants, and of course this is a neem. So this is a neem. All right, and neem doesn't need any introduction. This is a plant that antibacterial, antiviral. I mean, from the leaves to the trunk is used from fighting diabetes to fighting HIV/AIDS. Neem has there's what is called the Neem Foundation in Africa. I think it's South Africa or Nigeria. You can look it up. The Neem Foundation, and the Neem Foundation has documented cases of it being used to treat HIV/AIDS. One of the only plants that has that reputation, because there's so much extensive study that has been done on neem. So much extensive study that's been done on that. It's anti-parasitic, so the oil is used just a wide variety of use. All right, guys, it's 40 minutes into the session, and I know I shouldn't be here. So I should be heading back to my room to get ready to go down to our first morning session. So I'm going to head out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the 60 minutes with you this morning, but I did get a chance to put in some time. So I'm excited about that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to do some recordings and then edit them and post them up, because there's just so many herbs here that I want to share with you. And at the source, so many herbs that are here, so many principles here at the source, because this is what is called a eco village. So the entire planning of the village, the entire activities of the village, everything here is ecologically sustainable, and it is a model for those persons. We have an eco village. This is a 13 or 14 years old eco village, and while I'm here, I will see if I can talk to some of the residents here about. And so, if you have any questions that you would want me to ask, I would ask you to put them on the chat. If you have any questions, then I'd ask you to. See somebody going down, so I'm just gonna grab my bag. I'm going to keep the recording going until I reach to the nature school. That again, I would love to show you the nature school, how it is constructed, how it is used, and hopefully Jeremiah is there. If you have any questions about permaculture, you should drop them and I could ask them for you. But today was a good day. I got a lot. Oh, and that's a view of where. I should say that this is an off-grid facility, so it's a number of permaculture principles that we're using in the design. So it's a dome structure that makes it cool, and what I love is these gutters. So it's guttered, all the way around. All the water that comes off the roof is collected and it goes into an underground catchment facility. And then that's pumped up to the roof, and then that water is gravity fed back down. So I'm gonna just grab my bag. Morning. She's not hearing me. So I'm gonna grab my bag. Let me just show you what it looks like. So, oh my, problem again, Crystal. I want you guys to, yeah. So I'm going to get ready to go down. So just give me a few, guys. I don't want to cut the feed because I want to just go as far as I can go on the road. I want to go as far as I can go on the road to show you as much as I can show you. So I'm just getting ready to go. But while I'm doing that, guys, I wanted to talk about, I put up a video recently about the course. It's a new structure, and there's actually a link to the registration of as it relates to the new structure. But basically, I believe that we have put what I believe is a program that will cater to all needs of the stakeholders. And so we are going to start the program. So we are doing the registration, telemedicine registration. And during that telemedicine registration, we're going to share with you and give you a lot of tools to be able to function. I'm just putting on my shoes because I'm going to have the camera and I'm not going to have all that. My hands are going to be utilized, so I want to go up to the nature school, show you what that looks like. Show you what I need to put on my shoes because I was grounded all this time. I know that while I'm walking, I'm gonna lose. Oops. I'm gonna lose reception at some point. Sorry about that. I'm gonna lose reception at some point. So telling you from now that that's going to happen. But I want to go as far as I can go. As far as I can go. Hold on. As far as I can go. On the road to still kind of give you a view of what it's like here at the source. But yeah, as I was saying, that I've put out the new structure for the program, and it is it's in a nutshell, it's a earn while you learn arrangement. that I have set up. So it's an earn while you learn arrangement. And it's based on mentoring. I'm coming. So it's an earn while you learn model. And it's designed to mentor persons because, you know, indigenous Caribbean medicine, which is how our ancestors used to teach. Hold on, coming. All right. So indigenous mentoring model, and we wanted to. Yeah, so my ride is here. Her name is Nicole. She's a conscious daughter. She's from Bauta. Her name is Nicole.